Hey guys, I welcome you all to today's class. In today's class, we are going to see the topic of rural-urban fringe. This topic in itself is very important. So let's see first, but before looking on to the topics, what we are actually going to discuss, these are the previous year questions which we have already seen regarding this whole chapter. And this whole chapter has been divided into various parts, various subparts we can say. Of course, firstly, we'll see that what actually the concept of rural-urban fringe means. We'll basically do the brainstorming of what this concept actually means, how this concept have actually evolved, right? So overall, its developmental phase we'll be focusing upon. We'll be focusing upon various characteristics of these rural-urban fringe areas. What are the advantages of having a rural-urban fringe area? What are the disadvantages of having a rural-urban fringe area? And are there any steps that are being taken by the Indian government to make sure that the future upcoming rural-urban fringe propagation can be managed? So what are those steps taken by the Indian government? That also we'll be focusing upon here. So the question stands here that what actually is rural-urban fringe? Though we have brainstormed the session, right, that yes, this is rural-urban fringe, where this is urban area, this is suburban area, and this both region coming under the rural characteristics, out of which this is absolutely rural hinterland, and this is the region, pink part is the region which falls under the categorization of rural-urban fringe, where rural as well as urban characteristics are easily observed here. So what is this? This is basically a transition zone between the continuously build up urban and suburban area of central city. So can we see that yes, this is urban area, this is suburban area, right? And this characteristics are only being transferred to this region, right? So can we say that yes, this is the convergence or the transition zone where there is the urban or suburban characteristics are being impinged in this region, right? As well as there are often characteristics observed which are belonging from the rural hinterland, because of course in this region both the characteristics will be observed, right? This characteristics also and this characteristics also. But yes, at the very initial stage, as I've already said you, that rural characteristics dominate, because if there is a huge plot of land, then probably at a first go probably there will be just 2 flats, right? But later the flat culture develops in this region, and later there used to be many flats, right? So again, that also goes, rural-urban fringe region also goes through the phase of development. But overall we get to see here mixed of urban as well as rural land use facilities, where the full city services ceases to be available. Because see, earlier what we have read is that full city services are available up till this region also only, right? But yes, if you will get to see an area where the full services ceases to be applied, I mean here you won't be getting all the services which you were getting in suburban areas, right? But yes, few services are available here. And as well as agriculture land use predominates. As I've already said you that in the initial phase agriculture land use predominates, but at the later phase, whenever there is huge population outburst in this region, then of course simultaneously the agriculture land use pattern absolutely vanishes, and that also gets comes under the suburban area, right? But that takes a huge lot of time. What are the things that it includes? See, here you will get to see the settlement type which are predominantly dormitory in nature. Now dormitory, what do you mean by it? Have you been to any tourist places, right? So probably if you have went there alone, then basically people don't go to big hotels, right? Because they have to pay more, right? Instead they use hostel to get themselves stay in for a night, right? What they do is that for night only they come there to sleep, but during whole daytime they go to different other place to roam here and there, right? So that kind of settlement is called dormitory settlement. So can we say here that since here the flat culture has come, but people have come here from the suburban area just because of the fact that they can get here land at more cheaper rates, right? Because as the time passes by, the suburban areas also keeps on developing, and it also gets very much costly, right? That's why people get shift to these rural-urban fringe region. So that's why what they do is that their office is still in suburban or main urban area, right? So every day they used to communicate from this region. So they basically at the daytime this population of urban or suburban region is high, but at the night time what happened is that they used to go back to their home, right? So that kind of settlement is called dormitory settlement, and here you will clearly see suburbanization, but that will be observed at urban boundary. See actually whenever we are making a diagram, or whenever making any sort of representation, then this is, you can see there that yes, this is a straight line, or a curved line. But see, actually this fringe region is not being divided from the suburban region through a proper line. No, there is no proper demarcation that this is suburban region and this is rural urban fringe. No, this doesn't happens to be like that. There is a proper zonation wise, where in this region probably the suburban characteristics are more, but as you go in this region, the suburban characteristics keeps on decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. But yes, there are few suburbanization characteristics which are still being found in urban and suburban boundary region, right? So this is it. Next, what are the example? The very good examples are London. See, earlier London was also settled in this region only, right? But later what happened was that suburbanization happened, right? So London flourished. Further, the population start taking in rural urban fringe region, right? So can we see here that rural urban fringe region also not grows everywhere from the same rate? See, here the growth is more, right? But here the growth is very much less, because there might happen various geographical evidences, or resource availability is probably not much there. That's why this region has not seen that much growth. But probably after 200 years, this region will also be seeing growth, right? And what will happen is that this region would get itself converted into suburban region, right? Then for this suburban region, probably this will become the rural urban fringe region, right? Very good examples from our India only. See, earlier in Delhi, Dwarka was in Delhi, have you seen Dwarka, right? So Dwarka was also falling under the rural urban fringe region, right? But now it is not the case, because now that has been absolutely been integrated to the main city, right? And now what is the region which is falling under rural urban fringe? Noida, right? So Noida is clearly rural urban fringe, but probably after 200 to 250 years, or after 100 years probably, because the rate at which the urbanization is happening, then probably after 100 years you will see that the Noida region is absolutely being filled by the urban population, right? So this is all about the rural urban fringe. Now let's jump on to that why this rural urban fringe mainly develop, right? So again, basic characteristics we have seen, right? But let's delve on to few deeper characteristics, deeper reasons basically. See, basically the first reason is, it is a result of spread out effect of the city. As I've already said you, in urban region and suburban region, it is becoming very much costlier to live, right? And of course urbanization is also happening, right? So automatically the middle class will try to shift outward, right? So that is the very much good result of spread out effect of the main city, due to which this rural urban fringe region develop, right? There is shortage of urban land for settlement in this suburban and urban region. That's why some section of the people feel that we should go to some sort of area where the rent is respectively much more cheaper. That's why they shift to outer areas. Of course, in urban areas the cost of land is very much high. The density of population in the main city region is very much high, due to which there is huge chaos, there is huge pollution, right? So of course people try to escape all those things, because see, everywhere this is very much fact that always people try to live in those kind of region which is very much peaceful, right? So this is the region which provides peace to them, right? Not only this, real estate businesses, whenever they open in these kind of region, so what happens is that often real estate people are brokers only, right? They always want to earn profit, right? So they create an speculations. Oh my god, they will try to put a banner in which they will advertise for themselves. Yes, urbanization is very much growing, please do purchase the land plot here. Already 5 out of 50 plots, 45 plots has already been sold, only 5 plots left. So it will create kind of urgency, right? They try to show speculations that in future this land price will shoot up very high. If you purchase now, then it will be beneficial for you. Urban fringe develop, it is done. Now let's jump on what are the characteristics of rural urban fringe. See, we'll basically focus upon two characteristics, the first one being land use characteristics and second one being social characteristics. So let's see it one by one. In land use characteristics, there is mixed land use characteristics that is being observed. That is, the land use is being done from primary to secondary